Welcome to the Transum Podcast, a monthly roundup of the new features on the transum.org website, providing mathematical puzzles, games, learning activities, and the ever-popular mathematics lesson starter of the day. Here's your host, John Tranter.
This is podcast number 107 for the month of October 2023. The month that begins with oct, just like octagon, octahedron, octuplets, octet, octogenarian, and octopus. Yet, due to the development of the calendar, it means the 10th month of the year, not the 8th. Although I believe at one time it was the 8th, but that's inflation for you. Anyway, without further ado, here is the puzzle of the month. Find two whole numbers that, when multiplied together, give you a whopping 1 million. Exactly. But here's the twist. Neither number can have a zero as one or more of its digits. Okay, while you think about that, here are some of the key resources added to the Transum website during the last month. Pattern Clues has been completely reimagined. It has been rewritten so that it is now self-checking. Pupils will need a very basic knowledge of ratio to make use of some of the clues. And the activity is based on an SMP 11 to 16 group work task intended for groups of 4 or 5 pupils. So while I think the group situation is the best setting, definitely, this version accommodates pupils working alone without another 3 or 4 pupils to make up a group. And because it's self-checking, they can keep seeing how well they're doing and improve on their personal best until they get the pattern. Thanks to Transum friend Anne, who suggested an additional level to the quadratic sequences exercise in which pupils have to find the missing terms. The commonly used strategy of applying the difference method, as shown in the help tab, it won't work directly as the missing terms break up the runs of 3 or more consecutive terms, so you'll need to find another strategy. The answer section, which is available to subscribers, shows some workings and some thoughts, thanks to Anne. I have added a new level to the advanced trigonometry exercises, which contains a mixture of sine rule, cosine rule, and sine formula for the area of a triangle questions. But don't tell your students I actually used the versatile triangle solver to work out all the answers instead of plodding through the formulas with a calculator. So the links to the triangle solver and the advanced trigonometry exercises, plus everything else I'm mentioning in this podcast, can be found at transum.org/newsletter. The starter of the day main page has been changed, the calendar is now much bigger, and the title of each starter appears when you hover over a date, so it appears as a tooltip. Following last month's pirate-themed number chanting, this month I have redesigned the numbers in words or words in digits activity. The ability for children to read and write numbers as words is a fundamental skill, of course. It fosters a deeper understanding of mathematics, and it also allows the students to appreciate the irregularities of our natural numbers. Continuing my experiments using artificial intelligence, known as AI, I would like to present the following mashup of key takeaways from 3 great names in the world of education. Combining the insights from Professor John Hattie, Barak Rosenshine, and Peps McRae, here are the top 5 most important strategies or methods or techniques that a maths teacher could use in the classroom.
Number 1 is about clear learning goals and objectives. Maths teachers should set explicit, transparent, and specific objectives for what students should achieve. This provides direction for both teaching and learning.
So, the Transum exercises generally have the main objective underneath the title at the top of the page, and there's usually a menu or a description tab that will actually specify what each level of the exercises is intended to achieve. So, yeah, I think clear learning goals and objectives you can find in Transom.
The second point is called structured instruction and scaffolding. Teachers should break down complex problems into manageable steps, guiding students through each one. Provide temporary support, sometimes referred to as scaffolding, as students learn new skills, gradually reducing that support as they become proficient.
Okay, most Transom online exercises are presented in levels, which will provide this scaffolding in the early stages where the complex ideas, problems, concepts are broken down into the easier steps in levels 1, 2, and 3.
Number 3, regular feedback and formative assessments. Engage students with timely and specific feedback to help them recognize their next steps. Use formative assessments to continuously evaluate and adapt to students' understanding, addressing misconceptions early.
Now, talking about timely feedback, of course there's a check button with the exercises, and rather than wait until you finish the exercise to click on the check button, students are encouraged to press it regularly to see if they're doing well as they work their way through the exercise. I'm just thinking back in the day when I was at school, we'd do an exercise, then it would be handed in, the teacher would mark it and give it us back 4 or 5 days later. Wow, how long we had to wait to see if we were answering the questions correctly. My goodness.
The fourth strategy is about active questioning and independent practice. You should regularly challenge students with questions to assess their understanding. After guided practice, ensure students have the opportunity to apply concepts independently, solidifying their grasp of the material.
So I guess for this strategy, the fact that the Transom website contains such a diverse collection of activities, there are puzzles, games, investigations, starters and so on. So yeah, we're obviously having lots of opportunities of challenging students with situations that they perhaps haven't seen before.
Finally, number 5 is regular review and metacognitive strategies. It is essential to reinforce previous learning through weekly and monthly reviews. Encourage students to reflect on their thinking processes, fostering self-regulated learning and deeper understanding.
Yeah, I think this is so important, and with the students that I tutor now, I constantly use refreshing revision to revise ideas that we did last week, last month, and well, up until that point basically, and it's very easy to use that to quickly get a starter that's very pertinent to your student or your class. And then, of course, there's a whole page on revision resources, easy for me to say, on the Transom website. So another opportunity to regularly review the previous learning. So there are the 5 strategies, and by focusing on them, maths teachers can enhance their teaching effectiveness and support students in mastering mathematical concepts more efficiently. If you are a Transom subscriber and use Class Admin to automatically keep track of the trophies your pupils have earned, you may be pleased to know that there is now a chronological list of the trophies earned for each pupil in the class. Thanks to Paul for the suggestion. You can find it on your trophies page, that sort of mark book type page that shows you all the trophies that have been earned. Just to the left of the student's name, there's a little tiny icon, little picture of a calendar. Click on that and you'll get the chronological list of trophies earned by that particular student. The month of October ends with Halloween, and the starter of the day for the 31st has spooky music and screams to make the day memorable while solving ghostly maths problems. There is only one thing I don't like about Halloween, which is
You can find Transom Mathematics at www.transom.org.
For future reference, there's a mirror site containing all the Transom starters and activities. It's at www.transom.info. The only difference is that it doesn't contain the details of your Transom subscription account, so you won't be able to log in there. If it happens that for some reason transom.org goes offline, you can use the mirror site until the main site is restored. Finally, the answer to last month's puzzle, which was: a dartboard breaks into two pieces. The sum of the numbers on one piece is twice the sum of the numbers on the other piece. Where was the break? Well, the break line started between the 18 and the 4 and ended between the 19 and the 3. Thus the sum of the numbers on one piece was 70 and the sum of the numbers on the other piece was 140. And as 140 is twice 70, that's the solution. Now I used a spreadsheet to find the answer, but I think Chris Smith did all of the calculations in his head. Respect. Okay, well that's all for now. Oh, apart from to say, the little joke: why did the pupil learning number bases think that Halloween was the same as Christmas? And the answer is, well, the answer is better seen if written down. Because you say 31 in base 8, and you write that down as 31 oct for base 8, octal, is equal to 25 in base 10, 25 in decimal, 25 dec. So 31 oct equals 25 dec. Don't you hate it when a joke has to be explained? There you go. Okay, bye from me.
Thank you for downloading and listening to the Transom podcast. You can find the website at www.transom.org, where you're welcome to use all of the activities absolutely free, or jump in with both feet and become a Transom subscriber.